start off, congratulations to Coach Clausen in Wake Forest. Getting a chance to go play for the ACC championship. I think he's a great coach. I think they're a great staff, and I think they have a really good football team. So congratulations for them. And with that, I will open up questions, guys. Whatever you got.
Just raise your hand and get the microphone to you. We'll start off over here with Rich.
Jeff, just starting out with 3 and outs, did that kind of set the tone? At least they were able to come back, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, there are too many 3 and outs today, Rich. You're playing up against one of the best offenses, probably the best offense in the ACC. They're top 5 in points scored in the country, yards. The plan to win was to limit their possessions, and you don't just do that by playing good defense. You play it by playing good offense and playing good on special teams. You can't have 3 and outs. You have to use the clock. You have to put together drives. You have to score touchdowns. I felt like we played the whole game on our side of the 50 on defense. Every time I turned around, they had 50 yards to go. To beat that team, you need to make them drive the length of the field. We failed to do that as a team, not in one separate category, but as a team. You drive the ball, you get a good punt, you force them to drive the length of the field. And we didn't do that today. We weren't good enough on third down on either side of the football. Defensively, we fought. I mean, there were times when, we turned the ball over inside the 15 and we get one right back. We took over, I think, the ball on the 12-yard line, and we held them to a field goal. But you can't do that over and over against a team like that, or you won't win. So to your question, and I know I've rambled a little bit, too many 3 and outs, Rich. Didn't have enough drives that were sustained, and certainly 10 points is not going to beat this team. What 10 points is going to do, it's going to give them more points because their offense is that good.
We're going to go first to Andy, then to Ken.
Jeff, you mentioned to us this week the flu outbreak was an unfortunate turn of events for you guys, missing 10 players today. How much did it affect the game plan for this week and what you had to do in preparation for practice?
I wouldn't say that it affected the game plan, and I think that's a fair question. I think it affected the execution of the game plan. Yeah, we didn't have a real practice on Wednesday or Thursday. We had a walkthrough. And you'd hope that at this point of the season you'd be okay doing that. But it sure didn't look like that today. I give our guys credit, though. We had a lot of guys I think we had 34 guys who were affected by the flu. We had some this morning that we didn't think would be able to play in the game. Yet we had not one player sit out or not attempt to play because of the flu. So to that, I give our kids a lot of credit. It's the end of the year. It's cold. The flu is real. And they came out and fought. So did it affect the way we game planned? No, but I do believe it affected how we executed the game plan. But no excuse. I mean, they beat us. So I hope that answers your question.
Jeff, I understand you just said no excuse, but you had some momentum with today's run. Did the officials give you an explanation, and if so, what was it on the call in Jerkovic?
I'd just rather not comment on anything on the officials right now because I'd probably say something that I will regret, and I don't want to do that today. That was an unbelievable play. I thought it was a good block, and now you're talking about a 7-point game with momentum on our side, and it is a totally different football game. Not even close to what just happened.
Coach, you mentioned that they're top 5 in the country in offense. Talk about how hard it is to defend what they do, especially with that delayed handoff on their inside zone and how they run stuff off of that.
Truthfully, I think they have good players who execute and make good catches. I don't know how hard it is to defend schematically, to be very honest with you. I thought we had a really good plan. I thought they made some good catches. I don't know. I'm not saying that other than just speaking the truth like I always do. I think it's a good scheme. I don't think that scheme is what beat us today, truthfully.
Sure, you think about it more in the next few weeks, but just what has the regular season been like overall? Can you just reflect on the ups and downs and just kind of ending up 6-6 after all that?
It's hard to put that into words right now. It feels like almost 3 different seasons that we played. At the end of the day, we'll look back And we still got a game to play, right? We're gonna hit the road recruiting. Coaches will be off on the road starting on Monday, and at that point, I'll probably have probably a better answer for you. I could throw a bunch of stuff out right now. Probably with a clear head, let me reflect the right way, if you don't mind. I appreciate the question, though.
Good question for Sunday.
Yeah, am I doing one on Sunday?
One more here, just more schematically, I guess. You use Bryce Steele a lot, different places, and you said it was going to look a little different on defense. What was the game plan with him?
We needed to get him to play more. He deserves it. He gives us more speed. He's a violent tackler, and he needs to be on the field. He has an extremely bright future, and I think you'll see him more in the bowl game as well. He is going to be a very good linebacker here. We played a lot of rookies today. C.J. Burton, I thought he played pretty well. That was his first start ever playing nickel, and I think for the most part he held his own, which was really, really cool to see. We had a bunch of rookies up front on the D-line with Nato and Donovan, and I thought the same thing. Those guys fought and played really hard, and I'm very grateful they're here.
Coach, talk a little bit about the seniors and what they meant to you and the staff the last 2 years.
Yeah, this group, and that's why it's hard right now, truthfully. The loss is a loss, and that bothers me just because I'm a competitor. This senior class getting here and really embracing us and embracing me and helping go through COVID when I barely knew the football team, helping build the culture when we really didn't have much time here together. It is an amazing group of guys. And, I got a little bit emotional in the locker room because that group does mean so much to me. More important than any win or loss, I'm glad they're part of my life. And as much as I'd like to say I like to help change people's lives, that group has changed my life. They have, and I will never forget that. I will always be there for them, and I know they'll always be there for me. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to come back to college football. And usually it's me saying, I hope I change lives, but I thank those seniors for changing my life.
Anything else for Jeff? Thanks, everybody.
Guys, thanks for, you guys have been awesome this year. I appreciate you guys always showing up. And I appreciate, even in hard times, your fair questions. You guys are a great group, and I respect it, and I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys, I guess like Rich said, I'll see you tomorrow.